Welcome to the first episode of the Three Pump Podcast. I'm your host, Nick, and I'm here with my friends Alvin, Steph, and Vinny, and I'm going to send it to them so they can talk a little bit about themselves. Steph, how about you go first?
Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Stefan. I can't wait to be part of this exciting podcast. This is the inaugural first episode. You guys are going to hear some great things from us, probably some controversial things. I'll go ahead and send it over there to my brother Alvin.
All right, y'all. Alvin here. About to, get on this podcast and let's see what's going on. Hopefully we can stir Nick up and get him mad. Now I guess I'll pass it off to Vinny.
What's up, everybody? I'm Vinny. I'm just here to make Nick mad. All right, Nick, back to you.
Wow.
That might have been like the best intro that like we could possibly have. Probably not gonna get any better than that. It's all downhill from here.
No.
So like,
Right,
maybe
yeah,
maybe if you're listening, you should just turn this shit off now and like,
No.
maybe just
Don't
end it
do
here.
most words I'm gonna say.
Right? Yeah, my bad. Don't do that. But anyways, before we get started,
Kill us getting followers before it even started. What's wrong with you?
kill the pod. We ain't
Right.
even started yet. All right. Anyways, before we get started, I want to address the podcast name and kind of get that out of the way so we don't have to do it down the line. The reason why it's called the Three Pump Podcast has a little bit to do with a little inside joke of our friend circle. Something had to do with three pumps. So we ran with that, with the fact that we have three main topics we talk about during our podcast. We'll be talking about sports, video games, and current news/events. And since we have the three topics, figured we'd go to three pumps. We'll just ran it with that. So sending us into our first pump, our first section, we'll be talking about sports. And our first topic is I want to talk about the NBA Finals. What are your guys' thoughts on how it went, the result of it, and what that is going to lead to for the free agency and everything that follows?
You know what? See, I was on the fence because a lot of people were saying LeBron was going to leave Cleveland, yada, 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 XYZ. And I was like, nah, he ain't going to leave Cleveland. He's been there, done that. He's done it already. He's not going to leave again. It's not happening. But then when I was watching the game 4, and they were down by, 10 points, 20 points, and the whole team just looked like it was dusted and disgusted, I was like, yeah, man, they're going to get swept, and he might leave. So
Like it looked like he didn't care at all, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Like he almost checked out.
Yeah, he really did. You know what I mean?
He did check out.
And it's like beating a dead horse. I get it. So he was probably just whatever. It is what it is. We're done. But still, man, it just. I think his morale in Cleveland is done.
Now, do you
he got him
think
a ring
that?
like he said he would?
True, that is true. Even though that had some controversy with it.
Right. Yeah.
Do you think that it mainly, what do you think has to do with him leaving? Like, what is causing him to leave? Is it the team? Because all the LeBron slurpers, he has no help. He does it by himself. He's got the team on his back. Or do you think it's like his relationship with the owner?
I think honestly what it is he just doesn't like playing. He doesn't like playing without superstars. That's what it is. How long has he been on a team that doesn't have superstars?
Hell, the last time was probably back when his first run in Cleveland.
You know what I mean?
Paul
Over
Silas.
10 years. 10 years, yeah.
Paul
Paul Silas. Zydrunas Ilgauskas. Shaquille O'Neal on the dead end.
See, my problem is that with LeBron, at the end of the day, with the NBA, it's like we're still talking about him. We're not talking about the Warriors and how they won again, how they swept him. We're talking about what he's going to do next. And it's a damn shame because it's like it's almost Kardashian-ish to where it's like, okay, where's he going to go? Where's he going to land? Is he going to leave or not? And it's like, why are we even talking about that? We already know what his legacy is. Like, number one, let's stop talking about him sitting at the Michael Jordan table. Like, I don't care what anybody says. He's not at that table no more. He's not going to be compared to Mike. He's not going to be compared to Kobe no more. He'll be lucky if he's compared to Chauncey Billups or Rip Hamilton, in my opinion. Yeah, I know that's probably hyperbole. I'm probably gonna get a lot of shit for that. But I mean, it's like such a prima donna. Like, oh my God, What's he gonna do? Where is he gonna go? And it's a damn shame because if he wants to be compared to these greats, if he wanted to sit at the mic table, he would figure out a way to bring his players that he has there up, or bring other players to where he's at, instead of wanting to jump and be on another team with wanting to be the Justice League. Why don't you just be Batman and just get people over there to help you out?
Yeah, and with the way people, like how you said, people are focused on where he's gonna go, and not about the Warriors winning, their third championship in 4 years. And you said it's Kardashian-ish. I think that's the main reason a lot of people, like, even on social media, talk about basketball to begin with, because they care more about the storylines than the actual game itself.
And there's always got to be drama with LeBron because he is the most popular player in the NBA.
Yeah, and
so for them to get ratings in anything, there always has to be drama with him. Always.
Yeah, and like the crazy part is the dude gets the most foul, like besides James Harden, he gets the most foul calls in the league, goes to free throw line, I believe the second most. And we're sitting here listening to people complain, oh, the refs are rigged, they're trying to help Golden State, they're doing this. Yet when people were saying the refs were on the Golden State side, in those games they had 10 more fouls than the damn Cavs. Like if they're cheating that bad, then they're doing it wrong. Like just for how the LeBron slurpers see it. And because he's probably, I personally believe he's the second best player in the world now. In my eyes, there is no conversation. I think Durant's passed him. People give me shit about it all the time. I don't care. I see the best scorer in the league, the most efficient, and he's better on defense. He's better than LeBron James. End of story. I don't care what bullshit assist stats he puts up to wide open three-point shooters or gets rebounds when nobody's around the rim. That doesn't matter to me. It's all about what's happening when the game's on the line, when your team's either getting their ass kicked or, a.k.a. Steph Curry is like 2 for 13, 2 for 14 in Game 3 of the Finals, and you put the team on your back when it matters most and drop 43 on someone else's home court. That's the best player in the world. Not someone who drops 51 playing bully ball and fucking taking the L. There's no reason the blame should have been on J.R. Smith from the get-go, because one, George Hill missed a free throw, and two, LeBron had a chance to win it in overtime and went 0 for 4 and was passive as hell and could have won the game himself, but he didn't. Best players in the world, best players of all time don't do that. Plain and simple.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's just, to me, they gave him the moniker the King right out the jump.
He gave himself that nickname.
Well, I mean, just because
people talk shit about people talk shit about Kobe for giving himself the nickname Black Mamba, and they say, oh, how douchebaggery it is and all this type of stuff. LeBron did the same thing, but they don't talk shit about him giving him his own nickname.
That fool was dubbed the King in high school, and it's like, yeah, of course you're gonna do amazing things in high school when you're a freak of nature in high school, but once you're taken out of the pond and you're put in the ocean with the sharks, then you have to either adapt. And I'm not saying that he didn't adapt and get swallowed up. I mean, LeBron's a freak of fucking nature.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can cuss on this podcast or not, but fuck it. I already dropped a couple of fucking F-bombs
you can say what we want. We're all adults. For anyone listening, if you have kids that are listening, which I highly doubt it, just a heads up, as you can already tell, we will drop some F-bombs. We will cuss here and there. So just
they dubbed this for the King right out the jump, and it's like, the king of what? Of him having other guys helping him win rings?
Yeah, the king of excuses, aka, oh look, I broke my hand, even though I lost. I could, still giving everybody high fives.
I'm not even talking about I mean, I'm looking right now, kind of like overall his whole legacy, his body of work, like what he's gonna be, And I'm not a stat guy, so stat nerds, if you're gonna be on in the little comment section checking us or checking me or leaving
please do.
Bullshit, whatever.
Please do.
You know what I mean?
If you come in the comment section with your with your
I'm not that guy. I just kind of I look at this the overall shit of what he's gonna be, and like it's like, okay, what's your legacy gonna be? Like, you're not gonna be. I mean, to me, when we look at players, it's like, okay, like Shaq, yeah, you're a freak of nature, you're a dominant player, but you weren't Michael Jordan, So I think he'll be in that category. Like, yeah, LeBron, you're a badass. Like, yeah, you're a freak of nature. You're dominant, but you're not Michael Jordan. And I think that's what my bottom line is going to be about that when it comes to him.
Yeah,
at the
because
end of
like
the
if
day.
you look at it in every other sport, except you can't really say it in baseball, but every other sport, like even soccer, football, basketball, golf, it's all about who wins because there's more. One player has more of an effect in those sports than they do in say hockey or baseball. In basketball, people always talk, or I mean not basketball, I'm sorry. In football, people always talk about Tom Brady because quarterbacks always, they touch the ball every single play. You know, people
I
always talk
mean,
about Tom Brady being the
if you
best
were
because
like
he has 5 rings. You want to talk
you went
about
to golf,
Jordan?
unless you were a freak of nature like Tiger Woods in his heyday. Didn't mean to cut you off, but
Oh, that's fine.
if you were like Tiger Woods in his heyday, where you are a freak of nature and you're winning everything, yeah, I understand that. I mean, Tiger Woods still gets people watching him, even when he's missing the cut like he did this weekend. I know it's Father's Day weekend, just to give everybody an idea of what time we're
Oh
recording
yeah,
this. This is
we're recording this.
happy Father, happy
It ex
Father's Day to all the
yeah.
fathers out there. Nick, happy Father's Day to you.
Thank you. Happy Father's
Um,
Day to
you
yourself.
know,
Happy
thank you,
Father.
sir. I appreciate that. And happy Father's Day again to all the fathers out there.
I'm waiting for it.
Nah, I'm
You
gonna hold
better not,
myself
Nick.
back from that.
You
No.
better not. You better not.
I was waiting too.
Happy Father's Day to all the people out there. You know who
Yeah.
you are.
What people?
But
uh,
yeah, Tiger Woods still gets numbers. I was watching over the weekend,
Alvin.
watching over this week, how he missed the cut. Like he missed the cut. Rory McIlroy, I think, missed the cut too. But like he still gets numbers. People still watch Tiger, even though his ex-wife took the 9 iron to his grill or whatnot. But he still gets numbers. Why? Because he was dominant at one time, and people remember that. It's like LeBron, like, where's your body of work to be like one of the greats like that? And a lot of people say, "Oh, Kobe wasn't he's not even in the conversation." Just to be like a troll, and I get it. That's funny because I like to troll people too. But maybe LeBron's not in the conversation when it comes to Kobe.
That's possible. I guess it all
That's a
comes down
bet.
to how
That's
people
kind of a
how
bet,
people
man.
look at the sport. Um,
Right.
if you care more about the narratives and stuff, you're gonna be right there up against LeBron. But if you care more about the game and winning, you should be on the Jordan side. Or if you have another opinion, hell, Bill Russell, uh, most
Right.
rings of all
Right.
time.
Right.
Okay, so
Ain't nobody sitting at that table.
yeah, he's by himself.
Right.
He's
Mr.
by his
Bill
damn self.
Russell. Mr.
Um,
Bill Russell.
with that being said, with
But
the
see,
whole LeBron thing. Well, go ahead, Alvin. Go ahead. You got something on it?
but see, it's just if we talk about Bill Russell sitting at a table by himself because he has 315 rings. You know what I mean? It's just
Right.
like I've said in the past when I've had other arguments and conversations with people about this. The ring thing gets murky though.
Well, okay, but
Because
here's the thing. I know you're gonna lead into Robert Ory and guys like that,
yeah,
but
yeah, 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 yeah.
it matters when you're the main guy of your team. When you're the one
Okay.
Yeah.
leading the
Yeah.
team, like a Bill Russell, like a Michael Jordan, like a Magic Johnson, Kareem
Yep.
Abdul-Jabbar, those type of guys, aka LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, you know, Kevin Durant. Um, but it matters then because you're the main focus. You're carrying that, like not so much carrying, but you are the main focus of that team. You are its driving force. If you do not win, most of the time it is because of you.
True.
Unless you really are playing with bums. LeBron was not playing with bums this year. I don't care what anybody says. Look at the numbers. They're there. For all you little stat boys, oh, LeBron's the best because he's got this, this, and this. Look at the numbers. They're there.
Yeah. Comment on this and leave your stat boys and say why LeBron is better. Challenge
And
Nick. Challenge this man.
Please
Challenge
do.
him.
Please do.
and
On
and
anything.
to all the ones
Baseball,
and to all the ones
basketball,
about
football. I don't care about any other sport. Those don't count.
and
And
And to
challenge
all
me
the
at
ones
Street
who-
Fighter.
and to all the ones that are about like, oh, Golden State had a super team, yada yada yada, this and this and that. The super team concept was because of LeBron creating the super team concept.
Well,
Like him.
they're different though because Golden State created this organically. They drafted
Right.
Steph Curry. They drafted Klay Thompson,
Right.
Draymond Green. They only signed one superstar. They didn't
Right.
have a little meeting when they're all free agents and decide to go to one place. Like LeBron's done.
Mhm.
Excuse me, sorry, burped. But it was created organically. Those guys were drafted by that team. That team was, I think we went over the numbers. I want to say it was somewhere around eight or nine guys on that roster were drafted by the Warriors.
And you can argue the same for the Spurs when they were
Yeah,
forever.
Spurs too.
Yeah, true.
You know,
Mhm.
it seems
And
to
they-
be people have a problem when teams are created organically, and they just run through teams because they're good. They play as a team. Yeah, they're individually good, but I don't want to hear this stuff. They have 4 all-stars all the time, 4 superstars,
well-
whatever. Glorified
well, if
role
that's-
players are not superstars. Draymond
Well, if that's
Green
the
is
case-
a great team player.
Then how come Miami
True.
couldn't beat Dirk? You know,
Yeah.
with that super team. And everybody in Dallas is 143 years old. Except
hell,
JJ Barea. But that's JJ
God.
Barea, you know what I mean?
Yeah, JJ Barea right there owning LeBron James in the post.
They got JJ.
You know,
they
I'll
got
tell you.
They got fucking Eric Dampier looking like a fucking elite all-star and shit.
Sean Marion's
I'll
goofy ass.
Yeah. I'll give you fucking Dirk. You know his big German ass 3-point machine. motherfucker.
Jason Kidd on the strength, too.
Yeah,
I'll
Jason,
give-
he's towards the end.
I'll
He
give
was
you
dusty as
fucking-
hell.
I'll give you JJ Barea because he was frustrating everybody in the fucking lane. He was
And real
pissing everybody
quick,
off.
He was dating a supermodel too, so he had something going on. You know what I mean? He had it going on.
He,
had a lot of
she
confidence.
was watching the game, so, you know,
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
I gotta
He had a lot of
turn it
pressure.
up.
A lot of pressure to perform.
Oh man! All right, so
Right.
let's take it into this part then. With what happened in the finals, and we're talking about where LeBron's gonna go. What is gonna lead? What is the finals gonna take us into in free agency? What's gonna transpire from this? Do you guys see like another
Man.
super team forming? Do you see a bunch of trades happening, or just flat out another boring off season? Like
Okay,
LeBron
so
re-signing in
LeBron's
Cleveland
leaving.
and so forth.
I
Okay, you
think
100%
that's-
on it?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I
Okay,
think it's
because
gonna
I'm with you on
yeah.
that. I think he's gone.
Because-
Like,
Because why would he stay? Because honestly, Cleveland will give this fool a mountain, a planet, and a star to keep him there, like legitimately. Yeah, dog, we will buy you Mount Everest. Like I said, a mountain, Mount Everest, like a legitimate mountain, a continent, a planet, anything he wants, they buy it for him. They would buy this man a neutron star, you know what I mean? They would to keep him. But I think he's cool. So I guess he could go to, oh man. I don't see him going to the West.
you don't?
So I guess no, not unless because Kawhi wants to leave. So I guess if he goes and he wants to go to L.A. So if he ends up in the Lakers and Paul George ends up there too, then maybe they
Who's
can get
Paul,
LeBron.
who's Paul George?
Oh my bad. Playoff P.
There
My
you go.
bad. Forgive me.
Playoff
If
first round P.
Yeah, if him and Kawhi, I play Fortnite when my team's getting dusted by the Warriors, Leonard.
And then I go to
both
the
go to-
Dodger game on Friday, 2 days after.
Yeah, so you know what I mean. I guess I could see him. I could see LeBron going to the Lakers then, but then again, I'm like, okay, does he want to play against all those tougher teams in the West Coast?
Exactly.
And more importantly, does LA have the cap space? They have the money for him.
They can make it happen. That actually is a fact. They can make that happen to where they could get all 3 of them, and they
Okay.
would still have room to sign veteran players, not to league minimum contracts, but to the mid-level exception and stuff like that. They would still be able to sign, decent role players to go along with those guys. But they would lose Lonzo. They would lose more than likely Kyle Kuzma, which I don't think they should get rid of in the slightest.
No.
I would
No.
rather have him than Paul George. That is a fact. If I can
Well,
get
I
LeBron,
think-
Kawhi, and keep Kyle Kuzma, I'd do it.
I think he stays in Cleveland one more year.
You think so?
Just,
After-
just the family,
After everything
just the
that's
family
transpired
factor,
with him, and then
Just
even
the
the owner.
just the family factor.
Yeah, but
gotta think about
if you think of it
business
like
there.
that, though, but that would be like his mom and his aunts and uncles. I think his kid wants him to play in L.A. because they have houses in L.A. They have 2 houses, I believe.
You gotta look at it this way, Steph. They got money that they could travel. You know what I mean? To see
Right.
each other on. It's not like us. Yeah, I ain't moving to Ohio. Hell no. I don't know anything out
Right.
there. I ain't never
Right.
come back
Well,
to California.
right.
For them, that's
Hey.
a bus trip.
He's probably taking Joakim Noah's advice. Noah wants a vacation in Cleveland.
Right?
I'm gonna
You know
catch
what, too?
Right.
And you
I'm
know,
gonna catch
it's
heat for
LA,
that. But
bro.
Joakim said that. Joakim said that. I didn't say that. Joakim said that. So I better not catch heat for
Yeah,
that.
yeah, I've seen that interview.
Yeah, I believe him though. I ain't gonna go out there either.
That ain't going out there.
Square
Yeah, I
up.
never been kicking with my homeboys. Hey, one summer, dog, we should all go to Cleveland. I ain't never. That's not a thing.
Nah,
That's
Square
not
Not
a
up.
even,
thing.
not,
hey,
e-
they
not
have been
even
hyping
Bone
up
Thugs
that
and
the food's
Harmony.
good there, though. You know,
Not
Yeah,
even
Oh yeah,
not
like
even
how,
Bone Thugs
yeah.
and Harmony was a thing.
you know,
Hell no.
I've been adding weight like the Celtics been adding draft picks, dude. So, if they got good food, you know, it's a possibility. But for the cold ass weather, I don't think so. The only thing that'd get me to go there is probably like a Browns game, just so I could see what
I don't.
you
Only
know,
thing from
You
Cleveland
take
trash
is
your
the
looks
dad.
like.
party. You know what I mean?
I would go for my dad. My dad, lifelong Browns fan. Shout out to him, most loyal dude in the world. I'd have been done with
Skinning and
that trash
grand.
franchise.
Happy Father's Day to
Excuse
him.
me. Yeah, happy Father's Day, Dad. Um,
You
fucking,
got a
I
weak
guess.
boy, but you know.
Ho ho!
The
But no,
Browns just
like
help him
I
out for later
guess
in life. You know what I
I
mean?
could
Wow.
understand that if he would stay for his family. If at the, and I think that's the only thing that can keep him there. I think he's 100% like gone in my opinion. Um, if he's soft and a coward like I think he is, he's either going to end up in Houston or Philly. Now, if
Okay.
and
Uh-huh.
and the only reason I say that is because one, Houston's built, but the thing is they got to make some
Right.
moves to even get him. They don't have cap space to get.
If you
They
even
just
think
don't.
about it.
Yeah, they just don't.
Who just
So they
who
got
just
to
said
move like
Houston don't
Ryan
even want
Anderson.
him though?
Well, the thing is they got to move Ryan Anderson. He's got like a $20 million a year contract, one of the worst contracts in the league. They're losing. They're gonna lose Clint Capella if they sign him, which I think he had a big impact in their playoff run and even keeping pace with the Warriors. They got to sign Chris Paul to a max contract because he said he's not signing for anything less. And they just got to figure out a way to make cap space because that's the only way they can get him. I don't think LeBron's going to sign for like $25 million.
And,
He's going to want the
and,
max, probably sign a 1 or 2 year deal, have an option on it, give himself, the flexibility to leave.
and let's consider the fact that he's a year older though. He's not the same LeBron. I've came back from Miami going to Cleveland. LeBron. He's a few
Yeah,
steps
but
older than that.
yeah, but he
He's a
still
few
took a
summers
team to the
over.
finals. You know what I mean?
I know, but
But the thing is, do you think it's the last finals he gets to? Because
I mean,
If he
even
comes to the
he's a,
West, yeah.
he's a year older, and if he was to go to the West, yeah, it wouldn't be a walk in the park like how
I
he
think
kind
if
of
he goes to
tiptoes.
Houston and they find a way to get him and get rid of like Ryan Anderson and like 1 or 2 more guys that weren't very impactful to their run, then I think they could easily get there. Um,
Yeah, but that's a pretty long if. You know what I mean? You know, like
yeah,
I told
but
Vinny at the gym one day. That's a pretty long if. You know, if my grandma had balls, she'd be my grandpa. You know what I mean? That's a pretty
shout
far
out Manuel
if.
Garcia.
You know what I mean? Did he say that too?
Our former
Yeah.
football coach.
Oh, I never heard him say that.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
We didn't.
If
We
my
didn't play
grandma had
football.
nuts, she'd be my grandpa.
Yeah, that's true.
End
That's true.
quote. But
You don't put in effort, Vinny. So whatever.
yeah, Vinny, don't put an
Oh.
effort.
Yeah.
But like, I honestly think, well, like you said, the ifs and buts and all that. If Chris Paul stays healthy, do the Warriors still make it to the finals this past year? Maybe, maybe not. I still think they would have won.
Yeah.
But if you add LeBron to that team, I think it just makes them even better. And the Warriors can't have shitty games like they did this playoffs and just coast, like not coast in, but they're gonna have to actually play like they did in like game 2 of the finals, game 1 of the Rockets series. They have to play up to par if LeBron goes to Houston. If he goes to Philly, I think it's just, jumping on the back of Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid and what they got going. Because that's a great
Okay, but
young team.
But who are they going to keep Embiid and Simmons?
Why would you not? I know their styles don't mix very well with Simmons
So how could you
being
afford to
ball
keep him?
dominant.
Oh.
Huh?
Yeah. How could you afford to keep him? How would you, with the contract, like
Simmons
coincide
on his
with-
rookie contract still.
Looks at a rookie.
Well,
Bruh.
I don't think he's a rookie, but they can go ahead and blow smoke up people's ass just because he didn't play doesn't mean he wasn't there. He's not no damn rookie, but he's still on his rookie contract. He's still got 2 years left on it, so they can
Yeah, that's how they
they
get
can
him.
afford him. Probably gonna lose J.J. Redick because of it, which I think that was one of the best offseason signings of last year. Was getting J.J. Redick on that team, but I I don't think that team would do shit in the East. I think too many problems would happen. It'd cause too much friction in the locker room because you already got Simmons and Embiid. That's two alpha males in one locker room already. You add a third one. It's I don't think it'll mesh well. I don't think their styles mesh well. But then again, it's the East. An
You
SSL
know,
team can make it through there and make it to the
you
finals.
know,
So
you know where he should go though. He should just already go to LeBron though. They're in the city after him. He might as well just go out
Right?
there.
yeah,
He might as well
really,
go out there.
yeah.
He party with Drake. I'm just saying. That's where I'd go.
But the
Up there in
thing
the
is,
city.
if he plays there, who's he gonna beat in the second round to get to the Eastern Conference Finals? Who's he gonna beat?
I don't know, man. I mean,
You know,
that's true. Because he did get
Cleveland.
7 home games. I
he
mean,
gets he
guaranteed
gets
7 games at
into the
home.
Eastern Conference Finals every year because of LeBronto.
Yeah, that's true.
True. That's
So
true.
it's a
I just
fun
want
thing
to
to
see.
look at, but I honestly
It wasn't it Indiana before that when he was in the Heat.
I just want to see Drake and Meek Mills meet up in the playoffs one year, bro. I just want, you know what I mean?
Uh,
That's all I want to see.
Philly and
Oh, my bad
LeBron.
for-
I think that'll happen next year. A soft ass Raptors
Right.
team. But all right. So like,
No, I'm kind of waiting for him and Pusha T to finally settle that shit. If
What team
anything.
is what
I
team
don't
is
really-
Pusha T go for?
I was from Virginia.
Yeah, so no, he's all about
Like a
pushing
Wizards?
that weight. So
The Wizards?
Pushing that coke like Razor.
well, yeah,
He's
no,
pushing
don't
that
start singing
coke.
that damn song. All right. So okay.
Yeah.
Oh man, excuse me. All right, so we could sit here and debate on where he's gonna go, but at the end of the day, who knows? He might pull some wild shit and end up in Utah. Who knows? Um, anything else like sports related you guys want to talk about right now before we go into our
She ain't
second
going to
segment?
Utah. They know black people in Utah. Trust me on this one. I've been there.
Man, he's in Cleveland.
Oh.
There ain't nothing in Cleveland either.
That's where Bone Thugs and Harmony came from.
Man,
East 1999. You know what I mean?
and look, they
I
went and found the
guess.
crossroads, dog. So what
Hey,
happened?
hey, and real quick, shout out to Uncle Charles. Rest in peace, dude.
All right, Miss
That's a
Uncle
Cleveland
Charles,
legend for sure.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rick Vaughn.
Right. Wow thing. Yeah.
Dun,
Oh,
dun,
yeah.
dun.
Shout out to Rick Vaughn. Cleveland rocks.
All right, anything
No,
else sports related you guys
anything-
want to talk about though? Like
Just real quick if we can touch on sports. I mean, I know, like I said, we're a week out. I guess maybe where CM Punk goes from UFC. What
oh
happens with him.
yeah, there we go.
I mean, I didn't really catch the fight. I've seen highlights. I've seen how he kind of didn't really, did a piss poor performance after training 3 years with some high trainers. He's 0-2. I'm pretty sure he's not going to be back in UFC. I just don't know where he's going to go. You think he stays in MMA? You think he does pro wrestling? You think he just stays home and fucks AJ and has kids? I don't mean,
Honestly,
That's what I would do.
one, he's 100%
No.
done, and
Yeah.
he's done in the UFC, 100%. There's
no
no
question.
there's no going back to that. And if I say myself, that's good for him because fuck the UFC. All they do is sign trash now. You can be a shit human being like Greg Hardy
Greg Hardy.
and get a job, Fuck you, Dana White, and everybody else who works there that hired or that signed that piece of shit. I won't be watching your trash ass product anymore.
But yet they'll fire and blackball Matt Riddle because
Yeah,
of testing
or
positive for
or
marijuana.
won't even let Ben Askren in the UFC because Dana White has a personal problem with him. Man's one of the best wrestlers, like actual, sport wrestlers of all time.
But I've heard they're gonna
In the
try to make
cage.
Lesnar and John Bone Jones happen.
Yeah. Hashtag Roid Rage 2 coming towards you.
Yeah, they're gonna try to make that happen.
Yeah. Fuck the UFC. No, I think Punk is either done in the public eye or he'll start, making movies or doing TV or something like that. The guy's got a good personality. He's
You don't think he
entertaining.
does like indie promotions? You don't think he's doing Ring of Honor or
Nah,
nothing like
I don't
that?
think he wants to really. I don't think he wants
You
to
don't
do
think he's
that
pro
anymore.
wrestling? You know,
I
no
think he'd
more
make
pro wrestling.
appearances or something. But I don't see him getting back in a ring.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
think that's a thing anymore.
Or doing a podcast after he won that case against the WWE doctor. He might cool off
Well,
a
with Colt
Right.
podcast
Cabana
too.
or what?
Yeah, like that would be nice if. Shout out to CM Punk. Hey, why don't you come over and do our podcast and
Yep.
hang out with us if you want to. I doubt he will. He'll probably fucking block every single one of us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So, do you want to go into the? Do you guys want to go into the second pump, second section of the podcast?
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. So that'll conclude
Pump. Snoop
pump
Dogg.
pump. So that'll
Uh,
conclude our first section. Our second section
Double
of the
pump.
podcast.
Pistol grip pump.
Pistol
Yeah,
grip
that too,
chin
yeah.
ass. Uh,
Ah.
in our second section of the podcast, we'll be going into video games. Before we get into that, let me take a quick break.